Imperial leaders panicked. Human warfleets arrived and the Empire collapsed. Admiral Curtis Hale of the Imperial fleet sat in his command room, staring at the blinking lights on the holomap. He had been serving the Empire for 30 years. He had fought in many battles, crushed rebellions, and chased pirates across several star systems. He believed nothing could surprise him anymore. Yet, the reports coming from the outer sectors made him uneasy. "Admiral," a young officer said, her voice steady but nervous, "our sensors have detected large fleets entering our outer systems. They are unregistered. They do not match any known ships in the Empire's registry. Our scans show energy signatures unlike anything we have recorded before. I want to know what we are dealing with before I commit any ships." They did not seek to destroy the Empire for no reason. They wanted to show that no Empire could control the stars forever. Commander Brooks, his second-in-command, Megan Price, said, "We are approaching the first Imperial system. Sensors show multiple fleets in orbit, but they do not seem to be aware of us. Let them see what they think is normal activity. We move only when the time is right." Back in the Imperial command, panic began to grow quietly among some of the younger leaders. The Empire had never lost a fleet of this size before. Stories of great defeats were taught as history, but none had been recent. The current council believed that even if a few systems rebelled, the Empire could crush them easily. The thought that an unknown human fleet could threaten them was almost impossible to accept. Governor Varkesh, one of the oldest members of the Imperial Council, spoke sharply during a meeting. "These reports are nonsense. Humans, they are a minor species, barely known. How could they have built such fleets without detection? This is likely a scouting error or pirates playing games. They moved in patterns the Empire's sensors could barely track. We cannot ignore this," he said. "Prepare a full battle readiness. If these ships attack, we must be ready." On a small moon near the Empire's border, a human reconnaissance team quietly landed. Aaron Collins, a field commander, led the team. They were there to observe, to gather intelligence, and to avoid being detected. "This place is quiet," said Collins, looking around at the desolate landscape. "Too quiet. I do not like it." "It's supposed to be quiet. That's why they built the outpost here. Nobody comes this far unless they are important." Back in the Empire's core, the Council began receiving more reports. Systems on the outer edge were reporting strange ship movements, sudden power surges, and communications blackouts. Panic began to creep into the messages. Admiral Hale stood in the middle of the command floor, looking at the hollow screen filled with data. "They are here," he muttered under his breath. "And they are better than we thought. All ships report ready. We can move at your command." The message was unlike anything the Empire had seen before. Governor Varkesh read the report and felt his stomach tighten. "These ships, they are organized. They are not random. They are here for something. But how could humans do this? We need to prepare for full engagement. Do you think we can fight them? Begin subtle maneuvers. Let them think we are retreating." He watched the human fleet's movement on his screen. "This is only the beginning," he muttered. "They are testing us. They are learning from us, and when they strike, it will be worse than anything we have seen." Their confidence, built over centuries, was cracking at the edges. In the silent void of space, the human warfleets moved with precision and patience. They did not rush. They did not panic. They had waited for this moment for years. And now, with the Empire unaware of the true power facing them, the galaxy was about to see that humans, in their determination and skill, could challenge anything, even an empire that believed itself eternal. Brooks watched as Imperial ships moved into position, not realizing the humans had already calculated every move they could make. He turned to his officers and said, "Soon they will understand that the galaxy has changed, and when they do, nothing will be the same." Hale and Brooks, separated by thousands of light years, both understood the same truth. The Empire could no longer assume it would always win. Humans had arrived, and the age of change had begun. The Empire had never faced fear like this before. For centuries, its fleets had crushed enemies, and its leaders had commanded obedience without question. But now, reports of human warfleets approaching their systems had unsettled everyone. Panic spread quietly at first, then loudly. Imperial leaders argued, blamed each other, and tried to find explanations that made sense. Admiral Curtis Hale paced in the command room of the flagship Sentinel. He had spent years defending the Empire's borders, but never had he seen ships move like the humans did. The reports from the outer systems were growing worse. Sensors showed the human fleets appearing in multiple locations at once, moving fast, striking carefully, and then disappearing as if they were ghosts. Lieutenant Rachel Kim approached Hale with another report. "Sir, human ships have been spotted near the Minara system." They disabled the orbital defense grid without firing a single weapon directly. "Our sensors show they used precision strikes on key systems, then vanished. This is more dangerous than anything we have faced. They are proud, but they are trapped by their own rules." In the Imperial Council, tension boiled over. Governor Varkesh slammed his fist on the table. "We cannot allow this. Our fleets must attack at once, destroy them before they reach the inner systems. Then we will wait for suggestions, while they take our systems one by one." Some leaders wanted to fight immediately, some wanted to retreat, and some were too afraid to speak. For the first time in centuries, the Empire was divided. On a small outpost near the Minara system, a human recon team landed quietly. Aaron Collins and Natalie Brooks surveyed the planet below. They watched Imperial soldiers scramble in confusion as alarms blared and systems failed. "They are panicking," Collins said. "Look at their movements. They do not know where to respond first. Their command is fractured." They struck only at key points to disable defenses without causing mass destruction. Imperial scouts sent frantic reports to the Council. "Sir," one officer said to Governor Varkesh, "our sensors cannot track them. They appear and disappear at will. Our weapons do not seem to reach them. They cannot be this advanced." Human ships had shields that adapted to Imperial weapons, engines that allowed sudden bursts of speed, and targeting systems that disabled ships without destroying them completely. In the Imperial core, panic grew. Entire fleets began retreating without orders. Communications broke down. Officers argued over whether to pursue humans or defend their own systems. The Council demanded reports constantly, but the answers only made them more frightened. Admiral Hale was one of the few calm voices. "We are not defeated yet," he said to his officers. "But we must act wisely. If we let fear control us, we will lose more than ships. We will lose the Empire itself. The Empire has ruled through fear, but you can be free." Imperial leaders tried to respond, but every move was anticipated. Every order sent down the chain of command seemed to arrive too late. Lisa Monroe, monitoring the Imperial response, smiled slightly. "They are panicking exactly like we expected," she said. "Their pride is slowing them down. They cannot admit they are being outmaneuvered. We are not done. Their fleets are still large, but they are disorganized. We move carefully, but soon we will force them to reveal their weaknesses completely. We cannot fight them the way we fought smaller enemies. These humans are different." Imperial ships were disabled, not destroyed, but chaos spread quickly through their formations. Captain Ethan Clark, commanding one of the Imperial squadrons, whispered to his co-pilot, "We cannot keep up. Their speed, their tactics, it is impossible to respond in time." They struck only where it counted, crippling key parts of the Empire's power while leaving civilians unharmed. In the council chambers, chaos reigned. Messages arrived faster than anyone could read them. Systems declared emergencies, fleets reported failures, and communications were jammed by the humans' precise strikes. Fear had taken hold completely. "Sir," a young officer said to Varkesh, "we have lost contact with 3 major fleets. We cannot coordinate properly. The humans, they are everywhere. They do not fear like we do. That is why they win. Focus on disabling their fleets, isolating their leaders, and helping the people. Let fear do the rest. We must destroy them. We cannot survive if we lose even one system. Their fleets are disorganized. Their leaders are confused. We can strike again soon, and the result will be complete collapse." For the first time, they were facing an enemy they could not predict, could not control, and could not defeat with traditional tactics. Fear had entered the halls of power, and it would not leave easily. In space, human fleets gathered quietly, ready to continue their strikes. Commander Brooks looked at the stars. "Tomorrow we push further. They are shaken, but they do not yet know how fragile they are. We will show them." And for the first time in history, the Empire realized it could lose. The Empire was no longer in control. Its fleets were scattered, its leaders were confused, and fear had spread like wildfire. What had started as reports of strange human fleets had become full-scale panic. Even the most loyal commanders were beginning to doubt their orders, and some questioned whether the Empire could survive this challenge. Admiral Curtis Hale stood on the bridge of the flagship Sentinel, looking at the screens filled with reports from every corner of the galaxy. Entire systems had gone dark, and communications were delayed or missing. "This is worse than anything I expected," he said quietly. "They are not just fighting ships, they are breaking the Empire from the inside out. Sir, if we send all our fleets blindly, we will lose everything. These humans are clever and they do not fight like us. They plan, they adapt, and they are patient. We must be smart." Ships collided, signals were crossed, and entire squadrons became isolated. The humans, meanwhile, watched silently, striking only when it mattered. Commander Daniel Brooks surveyed the chaos. "They are trying to fight us as they always have," he said to his officers. "It will not work. Their pride is their weakness. We will continue our strikes carefully, disabling their fleets without destroying them completely. Fear will do the rest." The civilians on each planet, once too afraid to act, began to notice the humans were not enemies. "We are not here to hurt you," Collins told a group of villagers hiding in a ruined city. "The Empire has controlled you through fear. We can help you take your world back." They provided information about Imperial troop movements, supply lines, and hidden bases. For the first time in generations, the civilians realized they could make a difference. Back in space, human fleets targeted Imperial supply convoys. Ships carrying food, weapons, and reinforcements were disabled without full destruction. Imperial commanders had no way to stop them. Every attempt to respond was anticipated. Every plan was countered before it could be executed. Lisa Monroe observed the Imperial response from the horizon. "Their fleets are trying to regroup," she said. "But they cannot. They are too scattered, too disorganized. Their pride blinds them to reality. They may be panicking, but they still have numbers. We must remain careful, strike only where it counts." The civilians cheered as human forces disabled Imperial systems, restored power, and helped organize local militias. "We can take our city back," a man shouted. "The Empire cannot control us anymore." The humans moved from planet to planet, showing that the Empire's control was fragile. In the Imperial Council chambers, Governor Varkesh's anger turned to panic. Reports came in one after another. Fleets were destroyed or disabled. Planets declared independence. Civilians openly resisted. "This cannot be happening," Varkesh shouted. "We are the Empire. No one can defeat us. We disable key defenses, free the people, and force their leaders to make mistakes. The Empire will destroy itself if we do this correctly." Imperial officers were captured or forced to surrender. Natalie Brooks coordinated the evacuation of civilians and prisoners. "We are here to help," she said. "The Empire has lied to you for centuries. You do not need to fear us." News of the victory spread quickly through other Imperial systems. Fear began to replace hope for the Empire. Admiral Hale watched the reports from the Council. "They are striking everywhere," he said. "We cannot stop them. The humans are using strategy, intelligence, and patience. We cannot fight that with our old methods." They disabled supply lines, cut communication networks, and forced Imperial fleets to scatter. Commander Brooks directed the attacks carefully, avoiding unnecessary destruction. Each strike left the Empire weaker and more panicked. Lisa Monroe reported, "Their fleets are trying to regroup, but they are failing. Systems are declaring independence. Leaders are fleeing. Fear is spreading faster than our strikes." Kevin Ross and his team helped organize defenses and teach the people how to protect themselves. "They are learning fast," Ross said. "We give them the tools and they do the rest. The Empire cannot control them anymore. Their fear will spread, and soon they will collapse entirely." Governor Varkesh had no idea what to do. "We are losing everything," he shouted. "Send reinforcements, attack now, do not let them win. Our Empire is cracking because we are afraid. Fleets are retreating, leaders are fleeing. This is more than strategy, it is collapse. We only guide the way. The Empire cannot survive fear when the people realize they do not need it. We will show them their hope is empty." And for the first time in history, the Empire realized it could not survive its fear. The Empire was breaking. Systems once loyal to the Council now declared independence openly. Entire fleets refused orders. Leaders fled their capitals. Panic had spread through the Empire like wildfire, faster than any human strike. The humans had not needed to destroy everything. They had only shown the Empire that control was an illusion. Admiral Curtis Hale stood on the bridge of the Sentinel, staring at the holomap. Star systems flickered red and yellow, signals of rebellion, failed fleets, and communications cut off. "It is worse than I thought," he said. "They are not just attacking ships, they are destroying the Empire from the inside. And we cannot stop it." Commander Daniel Brooks watched the reports from the horizon. "This is the moment we have been waiting for," he said. "The Empire is crumbling. We do not need to fight every fleet. We just guide the collapse, help the people, and show the galaxy a new way. Their fear is their weakness. We are showing them that they do not need to be afraid anymore, and they are taking it." Imperial fleets, now scattered and uncoordinated, could not resist. The humans struck only where it mattered, ensuring maximum effect with minimum destruction. Lisa Monroe monitored the communications network. "They are panicking everywhere," she said. "Systems are cutting themselves off from the Council. Fleets are stranded. Commanders are abandoning posts. The Empire is collapsing before our eyes." Even if the Council tried to issue new orders, the fleets were too scattered to respond. The humans had done more than fight. They had shown the Empire that its power depended on fear, and that fear no longer existed. On one of the Empire's inner planets, civilians rose against the remaining Imperial forces. Kevin Ross led a team to secure key installations. Imperial soldiers tried to resist, but morale was gone. Leaders could no longer inspire loyalty. "Sir," a young officer whispered to Ross, "they are surrendering without orders. The people are taking control themselves. And now obedience is gone. The rest will collapse on their own. Some fleets are even returning to home systems without orders. The Empire cannot fight back." Workers refused to follow orders, soldiers surrendered, and control of the planet shifted completely to the civilians. "They cannot govern without fear," Natalie said. "We are showing them the truth. The Empire is only an idea, and ideas can fall. We help them govern themselves. This is how empires fall without endless destruction." "It is over," he said. "Not because of ships, not because of weapons, but because the humans showed the people there was another way. The Empire cannot survive this. This is about freedom." Civilians took control, organizing local governments and defending themselves from remaining loyalist forces. "This is incredible," Collins said. "They are taking control themselves. The Empire cannot stop them. Its own fear is its weakness. And obedience is gone. The Empire is finished." Imperial officers surrendered without resistance, knowing there was no one left to lead them. "They are powerless now," Ross said. "The Empire has no control. The people govern themselves. This is the end." They were tired, scared, and alone. Their fleets were disabled, their planets lost, and their people no longer obeyed. Hale spoke quietly. "The humans did not conquer us. They showed us our weakness. Fear was our empire. Without it, we are nothing. Its leaders have fled or surrendered. Systems are free. Civilians are safe. This is how the galaxy changes, not through fear, but through courage, intelligence, and determination. Every world we free, every fleet we disable, every civilian empowered. This is the way. The Empire is gone, and the galaxy has a chance to be different." The Empire had ruled for centuries, but in the end, fear had failed. Commander Brooks looked at the stars. "We did not conquer, we only showed the way. The galaxy is free, and now it is time for a new beginning." They had not ruled, they had not demanded obedience, and they had not destroyed unnecessarily. They had done something far greater. They had changed the galaxy. And for the first time in history, the Empire, feared across the stars for centuries, was gone. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same. Fear had ended, courage had won. The age of empires was over, and the age of humans had begun.